I always would like to start with this big number, 10 to the power of 60. Because 10 to the power of 60 are all the possible materials out there. So bigger than all the stars in the universe. And this number is facing manufacturing and chemical industries to find better material for their application. That's a huge opportunity what they do have, but also that's a huge challenge to really find the best material out of this amount of different combinations. So welcome to ExoMatter. We are finding better materials way faster than it is actually at the moment. Before I'm jumping into the team who we are, coming back, how does it look like at the moment? And maybe some of you know that, but basically materials development is based on trial and error. That means that a materials development can run up to 6 years. Thousands of experiments, and we are speaking about cost of an experiment, basically in average 5K and more. So meaning that the companies are spending more than 5 million, 10 million for just running random experiments. And that's what we are wanting to change. Who are we? As you already said, a Munich-based startup. We are a spin-off of the German Aerospace Center. That's where we come from. The great of our team is that we are not coming from a purely AI background. We are coming from a material science background and developing AI algorithm based on these methods. So what are we doing? If you're thinking about a materials development process, it starts with definition, what do I want to achieve? And it ends with the validation and deployment of the product. We started at ExoMatter to focus on discovery, meaning what is existing out there to find a better materials, development, screening, and now we are also optimizing validation and deployment, and is also based on the ExoMatter side, but with partnering, so partnering with labs, for example. But now really coming into the tech, what is actually ExoMatter doing? So we are simulating materials based on a molecular structure and can therefore provide the best material in a short list for different use cases. We are developing material based on 5 dimensions: chemical properties, engineering properties, physical properties, and cost and sustainability properties. So a user is coming and saying, okay, I want to have a battery that has the same performance, but without lithium, for example. Then we are doing a molecular calculation of the material with AI, with different sources, screening all the data, what we find out there, bringing it on the platform and break it down to the best material candidates exactly for this use case. That's one part. The other part is what we also can do is that we are grabbing the data, internal data from our customer, from the knowledge of the past experiments, what they have done, run an AI machine learning on that, and can also provide based on that, plus a combination of our own simulated data to say, okay, that are really the best 5-10 material candidates. Please go in the lab and test it out instead of having thousands of lab tests. We have an ExoMatter scoring in place, so meaning that we give each material, it doesn't matter if it's a completely new material that we are simulated or existing material, an ExoMatter score from 0 to 10. 10 means this is the best material for my application. 0 means it doesn't fit at all. So I can already switch some of them out and can really focus on the best material candidates. What we achieved so far. So we can reduce 80% of this process. The last 20% you need to go in the lab and test it in the digital real world environment. And we could find, for example, 20 new completely working materials at the moment, and we could reduce 90% of the CO2 footprint because you're saving experiments. When you're saying you want to have a material that is less of the CO2 footprint, then the impact is even higher with the ExoMatter platform. You can see some of our clients. very different clients from automotive to airplanes to batteries. So we are not limited in one specific material categories. We can really dive into polymer, we can dive into inorganic crystalline material. So there is no limitation. But what we are not doing at ExoMatter is drug discovery, because that's a completely other field, and also the data is a little bit different. I have with me a use case of one of our clients, Team Blue. They are producing new battery cells. And why I have it here, because it shows really good the impact of the ExoMatter platform. So they already said instead of 1 week in the lab, they can run 1 day lab testing. So that reduce a lot of cost. They could find already 4 promising material categories. And that's amazing to see, and that's exactly what ExoMatter is strength of. We do have 2 different business models, but we are focusing on really co-development, as we can see that usually this is a new methods that the companies are implementing. We are not just giving a software, we also give our experts and our material science experts as well in place. So meaning you could also say, okay, I don't know, I need to find a new product, I need to find a new material, but I don't know the properties. You can jump in, and then we can do a project. Always happy to do a POC with you, and afterwards you get access to the platform. And that's already it. Thanks a lot.